Hey, what's up, guys? You're cooking with YG. We're gonna make a pesto Alfredo pasta today. We got some chicken, we got some basil, we got some Parmesan cheese. Let's have some fun, guys. So these are all pretty much the traditional ingredients. We have some lemon juice, some pine nuts, some Parmesan, some olive oil, fresh basil, and some minced garlic. Here I'm just picking basil leaves off the stem. Here I'm chopping the onion the way that I do. Chop off the ends of the onion. It's a little unorthodox, but I think this is a more simple way. It's a little bit more safer. Just peel off the first layer of the onion. Here I start to slice the onion on how big I want my dice to come out. And I just turn it sideways and just start chopping to how big I want my diced onion to come out. Here I'm cutting the lemons in half to get fresh squeezed lemon juice. I used a fine mesh so I can catch the seeds when I'm squeezing out the juice. Just putting your basil leaves inside the blender bottle, your olive oil, and you let it run. Add your lemon juice, squish it down a bit, add your pine nuts and Parmesan. Look at it go. And this is the end result that you should get. Here I'm seasoning the chicken. Cut off all the fat excess. And we start to season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. They're pretty big breasts, so I'm gonna go and do a little excessive on it, just so that I make sure that the seasoning gets through the whole breast. Flip it and do the same thing. Pat it down just so the seasoning will stick. I have my pasta water going, and I'm going to go ahead and start to heat up my skillet for the chicken. Throw in your oil so your oil will start to get hot. Go ahead and throw your pasta in. Make sure you get it all in there. And start to throw your chicken into the skillet. Make sure you swirl the oil around just so it'll get in all the nooks and crannies. Give it a little check. Not done yet. Once it's done, you go ahead and give it a flip. You should have like a nice golden crust on top. And put it into a baking sheet once you have a good sear on it. You're going to go ahead and pop it in the 350-degree oven for about 30 to 45 minutes. Once my pasta is ready, I'm going to go ahead and have a little bowl to reserve some of the pasta water for later. Throw a little oil in there so the pasta won't stick. Have all your ingredients ready and start your pan again. Sauteing some onions and garlic, a little bit of white wine, and I'm going to go ahead and swirl that around and let it reduce. Add some heavy cream, swirl it around, season it. Once it reduces, throw in your little Parmesan cheese in there. Once it has a sauce consistency, you're going to go ahead and throw in your pasta. Go ahead and make sure that pasta is covered in all that sauce. Turn your flame off and you're gonna go ahead and add the pesto so the pesto won't brown. Make sure you get it all mixed in together. Here I'm doing the chiffonade cut. I'm gonna go ahead and stack all these basil leaves together and roll them up. Go ahead and grab your knife and you're going to slice the basil very thinly. I'm going to cut the chicken out of bias just so it'll look a little bit more presentable. Careful, it could still be very hot. Once the pasta is done, I'm going to go ahead and roll it up with a pair of long tweezers. Plate it nice in the center of the plate. Clean up a little bit any spots or messes that you have. Center the chicken. You're going to go ahead and garnish it with a little fresh Parmesan and that chiffonade basil that you cut earlier. So there you guys have it. Pesto Alfredo pasta. Super simple. Have a bite into it. That's pretty good.